We have the details of the newly released stimulus proposal that was just unveiled today by that bipartisan group of senators. It has actually been a very busy day when it comes to stimulus, as we've had this proposal released. We have statements from many of the leaders and influential characters in Congress who are talking about this. So it's actually been a pretty busy day. I've been hanging back a little bit, waiting to produce a video because I've been waiting for more information to potentially be released. However, considering the time, I'm guessing that's probably about it for the day. I'll give you another update tomorrow morning, but let's get into talking about the highlights of today and what we have as of right now, including what is included in that stimulus proposal. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure you are subscribed by hitting that button down below. All right, let's talk about this and see where we stand with the new stimulus proposal from that bipartisan group. So, as I announced in my video this morning, it has a price tag of $908 billion. Well, how does that shake out? How does that break down? So, here it is. $160 billion is allocated for state and local government funding. That's a huge sticking point. Remember, that's one of the major sticking points that we've had for many, many months now talking about the stimulus negotiations. So we have $288 billion allocated for small business aid in the form of PPP. We have $16 billion allocated for vaccine distribution. We have $82 billion allocated for schools, $25 billion for rental relief. That's a big one for many people here who have been struggling to pay their rent. There you go, $25 billion for rental relief, rental assistance. That's a good one right there. Possibly one of the only highlights in this package, realistically, for the everyday average person out there, like all of us. What did I say? $25 billion for rental assistance. We have $180 billion allocated for unemployment assistance. That's that federal boost at a rate of $300 per week through March of 2021. And we can't forget $17 billion allocated for the airlines. So there you go. That's a good one too, right? Wink. I'm winking. I actually winked that time. But anyway, so at the same time, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, was out and he met with Nancy Pelosi this afternoon to discuss the government spending bill as well as the stimulus. I'm guessing the majority of their conversation consisted of talking about the government spending bill, that $1.4 trillion that they approved last week. They basically just need to figure out, how are we going to spend the 1.4? I mean, wouldn't that be the life? You basically get a blank checkbook of $1.4 trillion, and then you just need to figure out how to spend it between 12 different bills. So that's kind of where they stand with that. That's a totally different topic. Let's not worry about that right now. That has nothing to do with stimulus, except for the fact that there is still some discussion and some speculation that possibly some of these parameters for extensions and stimulus relief could be attached to the government spending bill that must be passed by the end of the day, December 11th. Otherwise, we could go into a partial government shutdown if they do not have that government spending bill approved by the end of the day, December 11th. So we'll continue watching that, of course. At the same time, Mitch McConnell was out in a statement. He made many statements today. He did a lot of speaking. You know Mitch. So anyway, he said people need help and they need it now. People need help. He also went on to say we do not have time for messaging. In other words, remember how they basically wasted, how many months did they waste sitting there back and forth, sending messages, sending letters to each other, essentially communicating through the media, as in they would come out, make a statement through the media, and basically that was their way of communicating with each other. Well, Mitch McConnell is basically saying, hey, we don't have time for that messaging and all those games anymore. So, certainly interesting. At the same time, like I said, Steve Mnuchin, he met with Nancy Pelosi to talk about the stimulus, which is great. However, Mitch McConnell, he did reach out to President Trump, and he asked President Trump what would he actually sign. So he asked President Trump, hey, we got these proposals on the table. What would you actually sign as of right now as far as stimulus relief goes? And he wanted to reach out to President Trump because he thought, really, there's no point in negotiating out a stimulus package if President Trump is not going to sign it. So Mitch reached out to Steve Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary Mark Meadows, as well as Kevin McCarthy. All of these guys got together, kind of collaborated, and they thought, let's reach out to Trump, let's connect with him, and see what he's actually willing to sign. So apparently Mitch and the crew are going to be putting something together here within the next couple of days. I mean, I don't know why it's going to take them a couple of days. Let's get something done right away. So either way, this is what we have as of now. Like I said, there was a lot of different statements that happened today, a lot of different people speaking, but really it kind of all boils down to about this. Again, we didn't make any progress on, of course, passing anything. They certainly didn't pass anything, but this is basically what we have on the table as of now. Like I said in my video earlier this morning, this is the foundation. So you're probably wondering, what about the stimulus checks? Yep, they're not included. They are not included in this proposal. However, this is the foundation. Remember, we can build from here, or they can just deny the whole thing. Both parties could come together and say, yeah, not having it. We don't like it. Throw it away. Let's start over. So, but that's kind of where we stand. So we will continue watching all of this very closely. We don't know where we're going from here, except for the fact that maybe they're finally realizing that, hey, we're actually running out of time. And we actually need to get something done because here we are in December now, and we only have a little bit of time. Whether they actually stay from their recess or not, rather than leaving on recess, whether they actually stay or go, the fact is we only have a month left of this year, whereas so many of these people have reiterated that additional stimulus in 2020 is actually critical, and they need to focus on additional relief before the end of the year because of that fiscal cliff coming at the end of the year that I've talked about so many times. All of these different programs, there's so many different programs that are ending that's literally going to impact tens of millions of people if they don't offer additional relief by the end of the year. So, of course, they could kick the can down the road. They could offer extensions like the eviction ban. They could extend unemployment. They could continue to defer student loan payments. There's all kinds of different things that they could offer. Yes, of course, they could do that. But let's be real. We just need additional stimulus. Rather than just kicking the can down the road, yes, of course, they need to extend those things as well. But on top of it, they need to offer additional stimulus. So it's interesting because all these people continue to say the people are hurting, the people need relief, but yet we're missing stimulus checks. I don't get it. Like the only thing in this package that really impacts the people is, what do we have here? We have small business, we have schools, we have vaccines, we have, unemployment. There you go. Unemployment, that's for the people. What about everybody else that's not receiving unemployment that's still struggling? Like the majority of the people that watch these videos. So I guess it makes me think they continue to talk and say, we need relief for the people, but yet where's the stimulus checks? And, do you get what I'm saying? So again, I'm not trying to get all opinionated here, but I just feel like your actions and your words are not coming together to be consistent with each other. So I don't know, just an observation anyway. But I'll be back tomorrow morning with another update. Like I said, been busy day. I wanted to boil this down to just all of these parameters here that we have in this. So I'll be back tomorrow morning with another update. I hope this helps you out and answers the questions that many of you have been asking down below in the comments saying, hey, what's included in the proposal? So here you go. This is what is included. I'll continue watching it, and I'll see you again in the morning. Enjoy your night. I will see you later. Stay safe, as always. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much.